Well, as of September 1st, 2025, Texas has passed new regulations on how telemarketing is observed in the state of Texas. No longer is it just affected by cold calling. When you cold call consumers to sell goods or an item or a professional service, you could be violating the Telemarketing Act in the state of Texas, especially if you have not registered your business or these people haven't opted into your messages. Now they've expanded that to any sort of text communication, images, etc. It's all now underneath this one law. Now, this law has been around since 2007. It's existed for a while. So how in the world have we been cold calling and texting in the state of Texas ever since 2007 till now? Why is this such a big issue at this point? Well, I'll tell you, it's a lot of fear mongering, number one. Number two, people were telling you that. They know it's going to be clickbait for you to go watch their video. But let's look at the real facts. So we need to look at the actual bill and see how they define telemarketing. First, I must say this is a video on YouTube. So if you're watching this, this is for entertainment purposes only. Seek legal counsel to get your own opinion from your own attorneys. But I'll just tell you, let's look at the facts. Let's dive into an article posted by Blank Rome and their definitions of what telemarketing actually is. So in this article, it talks about the expansion of the definition of telemarketing communications. SB 140 broadens the definition of telephone calls and telephone solicitations. This law will explicitly encompass text messages, image messages, and virtually any other transmission intended to sell goods or services in addition to traditional voice calls, including trying to give someone potentially an item. Now, marketing strategies that include short message, SMS, multimedia message, MMS, or similar campaigns will soon be subject to the same strict standards as voice calls. So they're trying to add in that into what already existed under this Telephone Solicitation Act. Now, as real estate investors, are we calling to sell anybody a service? Are we calling to sell anyone a good, or maybe even give anyone an item? And this is where people say this is the gray area. Well, giving someone a cash offer, are you giving someone an item? Well, let's look at what SB 140 Texas Chapter 2302 defines as an item. So inside of this, an item can be corely defined as a tangible or intangible asset, like a property or any action performed for a fee. So, as investors, are we performing an act for a fee? God, I hope not. Are we giving them a tangible asset that they will have? Giving someone a cash offer for their property, even though it's a written contract, is that really an item? And that's the part that's up for debate. And I'll go ahead and tell you, it's not, based on the federal legal precedent set by the fast cash offer versus coffee case in Arizona. That's a federal level, so it's higher than the state level of what's happening here in Texas. And in that case, it determined that soliciting and calling someone offering to buy their house is not against TCPA laws. You can call and give someone an offer, ask like, are you open to selling your property? And by doing that, you're not inducing someone to buy something, rent something, or to give them an item or a freebie, or to sell a professional service. Now, very different than if you're an agent calling a homeowner, asking them, hey, do you want to sell your property? Now, where this line can get a little blurry is in the scenario of maybe an investor agent. Maybe an investor agent calls a homeowner and says, hey, I see you guys got your property here listed online. It's for sale by owner. I would love to give you an offer on it. Can I come by and take a look? That's normally one of the strategies that agents use to be able to get in the door and try to sell their services. Like, look, I know having one person come in and out your property and deal with all the looky-loos may be a very inefficient way to sell your house. Let me help you list it so we can get it to all the buyers. That's one of the strategies they use. So if an investor agent says, hey, let me see if I can buy your house, they go out to the property and say, look, the best I can do is X amount of money. Well, maybe that offer is way too low. And the seller's like, no, I can't, I won't allow you to, I won't sell my house for that much. Well, if the agent then turns the table and says, great, well, if you can't accept this, well, what if I list your home? Maybe I can get you a significant amount of money. Then that could technically be turned back to, oh, well, the phone call you said you're going to offer me and, offer to buy my house. Now you're trying to get me to use you as a service that it is going to cost me money. I'm going to have to pay you commission. That would fall under, by these definitions, would fall under SB 140. So I think more than anything, as investors, as we go out in this market telecommunications and other practices are going to get more and more strictly refined and really monitored because marketers ruin everything. There's no surprise why this stuff exists. I get it. But as investors, it's important in the approach. Like I said, always seek legal counsel, talk to your attorney about this. But as we continue on and the new market's moving forward, this stuff is going to get more and more prevalent. There's going to be more and more restrictions placed on telecommunications because it's cheap, it's easy to implement. And I think it's important that we do our homework. But in my opinion, and the opinions of obviously the federal precedent set by Fast Cash Offering Coffee, we're good. As investors, we're not offering someone a service. We're not giving them an item. We're asking if they would be open to selling their property. But if you're calling with the intent to truly purchase a home, then you might just be okay. Nothing may have changed. Like everybody says that there's something brand new and the sky is falling and we can't do wholesaling anymore. Oh my gosh. It's all good, guys. So don't freak out. As always, it's important that you have a community that you can leverage. You can be surrounded by other investors that are facing the same stuff and get answers to these questions faster and really just move forward with confidence. But the underlying facts are this: stay ahead of the game. Pay attention to what's happening in your local market. If you guys are familiar with the no fluff method that we use to find our real estate investing deals, we work with agents. We market business to business. We text and call people that have phone numbers listed online for business purposes so we can compliantly text them. And we are not breaking any laws, asking another agent, hey, are you still in the business? Do you potentially have a property that I can maybe look at buying? So I really encourage you guys to start thinking ahead. And if you're not already networking with agents, you probably should. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you want to find where we found this information, simple Google search. You can type in Texas Law SB 140, and you can pull up the article that we had for Blank and Rome and use that for reference too. Appreciate you guys. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.